Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 50th episode of Campaign 2 of Caches and Cantrips. We're some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our wonderful cast of Bunny Dreadful, Mac and Cheese Please, Nina Nikolic, Virtual Spectre, and Moops Like Jagger from the GGN crew.
Hello.
I hope you all are having one whole Friday today.
Having half a Friday, so
what if I'm having 2 whole Fridays?
And Nina, you can have a post Friday.
It's Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's right.
Y'all, it's Friday the 13th.
It is.
I know. We should be doing spooky session.
I'm wearing my Hey Boo spooky shirt, okay? God, I did my due diligence.
I mean,
I have this.
And Sleepy Token can be spooky sometimes. Sleepy boys.
What do I think it is?
Goodbye.
I like you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
That's the first thing that I saw on there. But anyway, it has been 68 years since our last episode. Glad you're still with us.
I feel so old knowing it's the 50th episode. I feel
yeah.
so old.
I know. And
still kicking.
Old.
And I'm surprised that you didn't say this. But I'll say it for you, Mac. Episode 50, and we haven't done shit.
We haven't done it. How are we here?
We're doing it now.
We side quested the main quest for 50 fucking episodes.
You all just Skyrimmed this campaign.
We did.
Yes, we have.
Open world game, and we opened the world the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Well, because last time everyone in the community was like, you guys didn't see all the things that you could have done. You could have done all these cool things. And then when this time we're like, fine, little bitch, we'll do all the cool things. And now we haven't done anything.
Did you just call our chat a little bitch?
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I'll do it again.
Mac has turned heel, everyone.
Guys,
spicy tonight.
And I'm spicy, okay?
That's okay. I don't think you're a little bitch.
I love Spicy Mac. She can call whoever she wants a little bitch, and I'll support it.
Speaking of little bitch, listen to our podcast. where we have over 4,600 plays. You can find it everywhere that podcasts are sold. I'm just going to congratulate myself for that segue. I mean,
I like it.
I don't think anyone could have done any better for that. But no, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple, Google, CastBox, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, YouTube, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. And if one of those isn't yours, let me know what yours is, and we'll work it out. I'll have people talk to other people and get it there. Anyway, aside from that, you can also go to our YouTube where we are right now. But if you're listening to us later, that's where we were right then. And you could see all of us in our wonderful YouTube higher bitrate glory. It's fantastic. So go check us out over there where all of our VODs live too. And that's where Out of Combat you can only see in video format, which is our show after the show, where you learn all the secrets and get to, I don't know, what do the kids say about the spilled tea? Do you lap up spilled tea?
That's what the kids say. What are we talking about?
I'm off the rails here.
Slurp that shit up.
If there's spilled tea, what do you do with it? Do you wipe it up? Do you lap it up? Do you drink it? What happens after it's spilled? You soak it up? Okay. You get it.
I don't know.
I'm so confused right now.
All you gotta know is the show after the show. Secrets. Listen or watch to it. Watch to it? It hasn't been 3 weeks. I know how to do this.
My goodness.
But also,
everything's fine here.
Yeah, aside from that, on Monday evenings, you can watch Tome of Knowledge, where you get all of the knowledge about the brand new D&D 2024, which we have the player's handbook So, and I got mine in the mail like 5 days early. So
That's sweet.
yeah. So come check out all the new things that the 2024 edition of D&D has to offer, where we're going through that.
Hey, you got the book?
I told you I got the book and I showed it to you.
Didn't?
I showed you the cover
Where was I?
on my hobby desk right there. It was right. It was
Well, where
literally
was
right
I?
here. You were in the same room. You were right there.
And what's this? After the game, I want to borrow that.
Yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. And I showed it to you. I was like, hey, look what I got.
You showed it to me? I don't even know what it looks like. Oh my god.
I think your mind was
Are you my mom? Because I try to talk to this woman all the time and she never responds until she's like, sorry, were you talking to me?
Oh, I am your mom then, actually. I need to do your homework.
Is that your impression of an Australian accent?
It's so funny because my mom's an immigrant.
Where's she from?
She's Serbian. She has a Serbian accent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one.
Oh man.
Oh,
amazing.
my God. It's so good.
Amazing. My gosh. Well, now that we've gone completely off of the rails, if you want to follow this train off a cliff, go check out our Discord. Discord.gg/casters and cantrips, where you can join in on all the fun and the silliness that is this is it all the time, just in Discord format.
Yep.
And last but not least, check out our Patreon, where you get early access to all of our podcast stuff. Podcast? What? Podcast. Pastacast. You get access to all of our Pastacast early. And let me tell you,
I could go for a good pasta cast.
Yeah, let me tell you, the Alfredo this week is divine.
Wrong with those.
But yeah, you can get early access on our Patreon. Go check that out.
I feel like if we miss a week, we get weirder and crazier the next week, and it like keeps storing up. So really, when we miss an episode, I always feel bad for the fans, but really they're winning in this scenario.
They're winning in the long run.
In the long run, it's paying off for them.
I really think, this is my honest opinion, I think the older I get, the dumber I get. It is
baby, me too.
It is only gonna get worse from here, everybody.
I do need you all to know that at least once a week lately, Max just makes a weird noise out of nowhere and then just looks at me and says, "What's wrong with me?"
Or the fact that I was making weird noises right outside your office, and you look at me, and then you pull up a screen, and there's a whole Zoom call full of people.
The entire WoW team wants to know what it is I live with.
It's fine. It's fine. But anyway, I hope that you all are as ready as we are for episode 50 of Casters and Cantrips. And let me regale you with what happened last time, where our story last left off with the crew of the Unfortunate arriving at Black Rind Cove, where the port was teeming with ships from the Patronage, the loose affiliation of pirates on the island. Despite the hustle and bustle of the cove, the crew couldn't ignore the looming presence of Captain Blackbeak herself, who immediately summoned them to her quarters, where she made her intentions clear. She wanted a seat on the Captain's Congress, and the crew of the Unfortunate would be helping her. She outlined 5 dangerous tasks for the crew, each designed to manipulate the upcoming vote in her favor. Despite their reservations, the crew understood the gravity of the situation. Failure to comply would mean crossing Blackbeak, which would mean certain doom. Whisper during the conversation was visibly shaken and voiced her concerns about the underhanded nature of these tasks, but Azric reassured her and the crew that they would find a way to navigate these treacherous waters. After the tense meeting with Blackbeak, the crew sought solace at Zara's shop for a friendly dinner party. It was there where they finally activated the Cryptex Arcanum after securing the necessary scroll to unlock it. The room around them shifted, revealing a vision of a grand chamber with marble floors and ethereal columns. A figure, a young man in robes, appeared to be deeply engrossed in study of some sort, his presence flickering in and out of reality. After seemingly realizing that he was being watched, the young man asked for their assistance. And that is where we will begin our episode this evening. So, you are in the what appeared to be the normal shop of Taj's friend Zara, the shop of magical trinkets and other such things. But now, as it has been mentioned, it is completely shifted into somewhere else, sometime else. You're not entirely sure. The chamber is a grand chamber with overarching columns, marble floors. There are arcane symbols around this subject as they hold open a book in one hand and some sort of object in the other, as there are also floating crystals around the circle of symbols on the ground. Outside of your vision, as you try to see further than this chamber, the sort of scene just slowly spills into nothingness, a void. So,
Do I see Taj still with me?
yes, you all are both there.
Do we hear anything from anything or chanting or?
Yes, so it's a quiet chamber, and the young gentleman wearing robes, holding this book, it looks over to you and had just asked you a question. Would you mind helping me? Sort of, it seems to be addressing you.
What do you need help with?
It seems that I am a bit confused, out of my depth, perhaps. Something's not lining up quite right.
And what are you working on?
Well, it's hard to explain. You see, there are a series of symbols on the ground that I have constructed as sort of to find the purpose of well, whatever this thing is, and you're using these crystals to try and harness the power. I'm a little out of my depth here. I hope that you all are much more scholarly in the ways of the arcane than I am.
Can we see the markings on the or stuff on the ground that he was talking about?
Yes.
We could see everything he's referring to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As the rest of the crew shows up fashionably late to Zara's dinner party.
Sorry. Yeah, so when we walk in, we do see this too. That's what I was very curious about.
You fully expect to see the shop, that the beautiful, almost like jungle living wall and the shelves and all of the potions and things, and you open the door and it is just a strange sort of place that you have opened into. This is not Zara's shop, but you do see Azric and Taj there.
I thought this was Zara's shop. Are we in the wrong place?
I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name.
Oh no, I need help with this.
Right, but if I'm going to help you, it'd be nice if I knew who you were.
No, but I need help with this.
It's like a
do I?
loop.
Can-
We're in a loop.
What do you need help with, sir?
And he looks over to you. Would you mind helping me out with this? I hope that you are quite scholarly in the arcane.
No, actually. I know a lot of other things. Oh yeah, Cooter. Here's Cooter. Cooter's very scholarly in the arcane.
I might be able to check. What am I looking at?
And as you come in, he goes, "Oh, would you mind helping me with this?"
What do I need to?
Okay.
What do I need to do to help you with this? How can I help?
Well, you see that I've constructed these series of arcane symbols, and I'm using these crystals to try and... It's, well, quite complicated. I hope that you are more versed in the arcane arts than I am.
Do I recognize any of the symbols? Like, do I know what it says?
Yeah.
On the floor or anywhere?
Yeah, so... if you would like to try and see what is happening here...
Hi.
I would.
Yes. So, depending on what sort of information that you would like to get out of this, you can choose an Arcana check, perception, maybe an investigation. You all tell me what you want to look for, and then we'll just sort of do these in order. So whoever wants to go first, you just let me know.
I'll do an Arcana check. I'm looking to see if I recognize the words or anything to see like what exactly he's trying to do or if he's like summoning something. Like I essentially want to know if what he's doing is like good or bad, evil situation.
Mm-hmm.
I will assist in the Arcana roll.
The roll with advantage.
Yes.
I am thinking.
I'm terrible at math. 19 plus 6.
Oh, okay. Big numbers.
Thanks, Moops.
You're welcome. So with a 26, you said 19 plus 6, 25. Apparently I'm not good with numbers either. This looks like some sort of arcane ritual. Now, you're not entirely certain good versus bad, what they're trying to do here at this point. But what you can see is he's trying to understand this sort of trinket in his hand. And this is some sort of advanced ritual to try and unlock whatever secrets or arcane power that could be held in this sort of magical trinket that he's holding. Aside
Does it
from
look like
that,
the trinket that we have?
well, someone give me a roll if they want to look at it.
Oh, okay.
I would
I can do that. They just rolled, so.
I would love to investigate it, but also I was going to ask if might he let me touch it so I can identify it?
Whoa, Cooter.
So are you trying to grab hold, or are you just trying to take a look? You let me know what you're trying first.
Well, I was going to actually take a look at the crystals. I wanted to investigate the crystals to see if I knew anything about them or have seen them before. But then when you mentioned the trinket, I was like, I would like to identify that.
Sure.
So if it's the trinket, I would definitely need to touch it, but I don't know if you'll let me. So I might just ask him kindly if he wouldn't mind if I had a look.
So as you approach, asking for grab hold of this little artifact, he goes, oh, no. I need help with this. This is mine, and I'm trying to figure it out. This is my research, so I don't. You understand?
Okay, in that case, do I do an Arcana check, or I basically want to know if I've seen these types of crystals before and what they might be used for. So I guess Arcana might be more fitting for that.
Gotcha. And just so you get the point of that, he's not going to let you grab this thing that he's holding.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean somebody else couldn't get a look at it. But if you want to go for the crystals, go ahead and do whatever you think is appropriate. The information you get will depend on what you roll. So perception, investigation, Arcana, whatever.
I think Arcana.
Go for it.
Are there any like open seats that I could see
Sure.
in this room?
Yeah.
Hayden's just gonna plop down in a seat and take a swig off of like a half full bottle that he just swiped randomly off of a table somewhere on their way here.
It was a 6, by the way.
A
So,
6.
Never mind.
Yeah. So these crystals, I mean, they're floating in the air. They've got to be something to do with the ritual, or they might be aiding or focusing something. You're not entirely certain, but they're part of it.
He's definitely using them, and they are definitely crystals.
Before we go back round,
I'm so glad I'm here to help.
Emmy or Hayden, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah. I wanted to ask him what his name was.
Yeah. So you ask him what his name is. He goes, "Oh no, I need help with this." The exact
I'll
same
help
response.
you if you give me your
as-
name.
But
No.
we already
I need help with this.
Okay.
It's the exact same response he gave when Taj asked. The exact same response.
Yeah.
Weird. It's like literally like a recording.
I think we're in a memory or something.
Oh. Can I do a history check?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of information to go off of. Just if this were a memory, then maybe I could see, like, is this a scene I've read about? Like, is he a wizard? Is he anybody? Is this an experiment that I read about? Anything like that?
This, for an event such as this, history is not going to be an appropriate check.
Doesn't have to be very relevant. Okay, then I'll just do a general perception check
Sure.
instead to see if I recognize anything in this.
Yeah.
memory. That's 19. Bad at math today too. Oh, 21.
21. So as you're looking around and you're taking in the room, the marbled floors, the vaulted ceilings, it's quite a large room. You look where Hayden is sat down, like a bench seat here. There are what appears to be bookshelves in the distance, and it's far enough away where things start to sort of drop off into a void. So you recognize those are bookshelves, but you can't discern anything about that bookshelf. Like, think of like almost like a silhouette of a bookshelf, or like that is a bookshelf if you saw,
like we're dreaming.
Yeah. And you're looking around and you see him with a book open and has something in his hand, too far away for you to kind of try and investigate of what it is. And he has these arcane symbols, these floating things. Is this
We can make out the symbols though?
There are arcane symbols on the ground which
We
Taj,
can read them or no?
I feel like
Taj
Mike
was able to read them?
probably would have known what it was.
Yeah. It's not like you don't necessarily read like they're not
I'm not
words.
asking if I know them. Sorry, I'm asking if they're, like you said, some things were kind of foggy, almost like we couldn't see them. I'm asking
Yes.
if the symbols are clear.
He's dead center with those symbols
Okay.
around him and the crystals. floating crystals around further. And this kind of looks to you like is this like a study room, somewhere for wizards to do wizardly things? The architecture looks somewhat familiar in some other places that you have seen before.
Does it remind me of that island where we got the Orby?
It does.
Say
Similar
that
architecture.
so that people can hear me. Like, this architecture is very familiar. Do you guys remember where we got the Orby?
Yeah, the haunted island.
Yeah, I think it's the same place, but maybe a different time.
Let me try to interact with this thing. Yes. What do you need help with?
And he repeats the previous phrase. Well, you see, I need help with this, and it was sort of complicated. I need to understand this thing here, and I'm trying to get these symbols correct with the crystals. I hope that you have more arcane knowledge than I do.
I do have arcane knowledge. What do you need me to do?
Well, you see, I need help with these symbols and these sort of crystals here, and it's just over and over and over.
Is there a book on his desk that maybe he has notes open, and I can see what he's trying to attempt to do?
There's a book open in his hand.
Can I look at the book?
And he just sort of is holding it open in his hand. Oh, so you're
Right.
going to help?
Yes, I'm going to. We're all going to help. Yes.
Marvelous. Well, he just stands there expectantly.
I attempt to reach for the book in his hand.
Yeah. So you go to grab this book here, and it's corporeal, but as you're sort of trying to yank something away from him, it's like you're trying to grab a book away from a statue almost.
I'm gonna go around and then look over his shoulder and see
Yeah.
what on the book.
Yeah, it's just a book of scribbled notes. Give me an investigation roll.
All
As you're kind of poring over the notes and things that he's holding.
I got a 19.
Yeah, 19's plenty. You look into the mad scribblings of some sort of arcane scholar of sorts in their book. And as you look down, there's an etching or a drawing of what appears to be like some sort of pendant. It's looks metallic, with a geometric design with like a multifaceted crystal at the center. And then it's sort of in a way to try and show like a refraction of light, has like a little rainbow off to the side of it. Not a fantastic artist, but enough to like, it's not like a piece of art. It's more like an engineering design to understand a thing, basically. And then it's on a delicate chain of sorts.
Kuda, Taj, do you want to come around? He's not going to give up the book, but this seems like some kind of engineering design. And
Yes. I was actually wondering if the crystals had any symbols or colors associated with them that match with any of the markings, runes. What would you call them?
So, all of the sort of symbols just correspond to just different arcane symbols. They're not like a spell or a scroll or anything like that. And based on Taj's check earlier, these sort of symbols on the ground are more akin of just some sort of ritual trying to extract information or trying to learn information about something. and the crystals around are trying to sort of focus this ritual of sorts. But when you get a look around at what Azric is talking about, man, it looks a whole lot like that pendant around your neck, dude.
Mine?
Yes, it looks exactly the same. Maybe we need to use that and align it with these crystals to reflect them into these symbols or something.
Wait, are we talking about my pact?
No, the arcane locus.
Ah, okay.
Does it look the same as the thing in his hand as well? Does the thing in the book and the thing on your neck look the same as the thing in his hand? I wish to perceive.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. So he's holding the same thing that Azric has. Oh, we're going to learn how to use that thing, Azric.
I do this last time. I'm going to use the memory inside the memory to recall.
If I remember correctly, you have used that already on this day to get advantage on a history check, if I'm not mistaken, involving pre-catastrophe.
I will. Is the ritual in the center? Is it complete, or he's trying to figure out where the runes are supposed to go?
Something's wrong with it. Something is wrong. It's not doing what he would hope that it would do. And he apparently would like some help with this. It is up to you all if you'd like to help, if you would like to hinder. I mean, it's completely up to you all what you'd want to do here. But whichever tact you'd like to go, let me know, and I can give you some further direction if you would like.
I would like to see if we can make this work, because it might give us information as to how to make use of that item.
Are we sure we want to do that if it's somehow connected to the C word?
Well, it's not real, right? It's only a vision.
I don't know. The item that Azric is holding is real.
Is this the wizard that caused everything?
No one knows.
Oh, could I see if the diagram in the book? It sounds like it's like a diagram of where things are placed.
Mhm.
How much that matches up with what is in the room, like how he's configured things. Does it actually match up? Are there some things that are like, are the symbols all in the same place? Are the crystals all in the same place?
Mhm.
Are there any symbols or any kind of colors of crystals that seem to be misplaced or something like that?
So the notes are specifically for the item he's holding. It's almost like he's trying to think of it like he's doing a research paper on,
Yeah,
on
right.
this thing
Okay,
in
so
his
it's
hand.
not. Yeah.
From
So
what
it doesn't
you
necessarily show what he's doing currently. It just shows information about the item.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
are the crystals currently like matched up where they need to be on the floor?
So there are as you sort of take in the room, and I'm going to use cardinal directions will be easiest here. So north, south, east, and west, there are arcane symbols on the ground. And then if you look at, northwest, southwest, southeast, northeast, all the halfway directions are where these floating crystals are. And there appears to be something wrong with maybe an alignment. Maybe they are incorrectly placed, something along those lines.
Yeah, I essentially, like, this is a matching game. Like, I want to match them to where they need to be matched.
Yeah. So you can the symbols are sort of written on the ground, but the crystals are just floating. You can go and try and study one of the crystals to see if there's anything else, now that you kind of get the gist of what's going on here, to see where it might need to go or anything like that. There's nothing specifically, like there's no like color combination or anything of that sort.
Is there like symbol, you know, like symbol on crystals, symbol on ground?
Yeah.
Do the runes on the floor match the runes on the necklace?
No.
Peter just goes and tries to push one of the crystals and see what happens.
Sure. You
She just goes and starts trying to move one over.
Yeah, so you push it and think like when you try and push a balloon in the air, you push it, it sort of just floats out of alignment. So they could easily be moved if you wanted to move them.
So interesting. We can't move the book from him, but we can move these around.
We should just align the crystals properly.
Let's just do it.
But which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? Because they're all halfway. Do we do it this way or this way?
Just make them all line up and point to the center.
What he is trying to say is, do we move them left or do we move them right?
How are the crystals shaped?
Like a crystal. I'm just kidding.
Like a dark crystal, like a
yeah.
Think of like the dark crystal.
He's actually and the guy in like a bird in the middle. It's really weird. No, I'm kidding.
Jim Henson's there. We're like, what?
They're like a prismatic shape. So think both ends are 2 points. The top of one is sort of larger. It comes down and then slenders at the bottom.
Okay. And then is the runes on the floor, is it just a complete circle? Is it like a pentagram?
It is just think up, down, left, right are where the symbols are. Yeah. And then the crystals are sort of in between all of them at the moment.
Yeah, that's why it's like, do we push them all one quadrant over, left or right?
I'm sure it'll play a sound or something if we do it wrong the first time. That's how they let you know.
All right, let's just try one then.
I'll just put them at the tips of north, south, east, west.
Yes, but which way? Because they might not be correct. So fuck it, let's just try one.
Which one do you try?
Whichever one it was that I pushed, which let's just say it was northwest. She shoves that to the north.
Okay. So you take the northwest one and start moving it towards the northern part of it. And sort of the closer that you get, the more resistance that you feel as you're trying to put it into line directly above this sort of arcane symbol. And you get about halfway towards it. And it becomes extremely difficult to to push. You could keep trying if you'd like. If you
I'm
want
going to try the other one.
an athletics, you could.
We'll try the other one first and see what happens.
So you do a 180 and push in the opposite direction.
Yeah, toward the west instead of the north,
Gotcha.
because it was northwest. So, yeah.
So you begin pushing the crystal down to the western portion of it, and it's pushing very easily. And as you get closer and closer to the sort of arcane symbol on the ground, you hear, think of how it sounds when someone is playing like wine glasses, when they're sort of using water over the opening of it. Just a very increasingly louder tone, essentially. Just and it begins to
Told you it would make a sound.
It's working. It's working. We have to put them all anti-clockwise.
as you get
You mean
closer.
counterclockwise?
What does anti-clockwise mean?
It's the same. So the way that a clock goes, it's the other way.
That is counterclockwise.
Back on a Shamaran, we call anti-clockwise. The island nation of those who know better.
Oh, the
That
druids
doesn't
say
sound either.
counterclockwise. Except when we say it, sounds more like a dolphin screeching because druidic.
As you push it closer and closer, the sound gets louder and louder to an uncomfortable volume.
I don't like this.
This is
Are we
starting
sure
to
this
get a
is
little
smart?
bit intense. Should we keep doing this? I don't know if we should.
I would like to roll an Arcana about the necklace. See if there's any kind of relation or solution to what we're trying to achieve.
Sure. I mean, you could certainly roll.
Uh, 16.
So it looks like whatever this young arcane user is doing, they're out of their depth, but they're reaching, right, to try and figure this out. Maybe that they're not as powerful as they need to be. Maybe they're desperate. Maybe they're out of options, but they're just trying to seek knowledge. You don't think that what's happening around the necklace is because of the necklace. It's to better understand the necklace, if that makes sense. So think of this as something that someone would try to do to learn perhaps the arcane mysteries of some sort of item. And this dude's messing it up.
It's just like an ancient inspect spell. Like,
Essentially.
oh,
Q-Tip, does this look like an identify ritual?
I don't think in the way I would do it, but it could be. I don't think I've seen anything like it in my time personally. But if it is, then, well, I mean, I can just do that right now.
So Taj, with her role earlier, if it was just like identify, she would have been like, yeah, I know what this dude's doing. It is something far beyond that. Nothing that you all have ever seen be attempted or anything familiar to you all.
mega identify.
Megafy.
Yeah.
What ritual are you trying to cast? What are we doing with the crystals?
Well, you see, I need some help with the arcane symbols and, well, the crystals. I hope that you have more arcane knowledge than I do.
We don't.
Did we align all the things? Did we do that?
So Kuda was pushing this crystal towards the western side, and the sound was getting louder and louder and louder.
And it
you
didn't
tell
seem
me
right.
how far you
Well,
would
we
like
need
to
to-
go.
Do all the other ones.
But if we do them all at the same time,
Yeah, let's do that.
there's enough of us. So, except for I
So
think-
before we continue, Cooter, how far do you push this crystal to the western symbol?
From where it originated, I think she probably gets about 3/4 of the way there before she's like, "Ooh."
This
And everyone
sound
starts going,
is deafening at this point.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to. Does anyone have any magical earmuffs for everyone before we? Has anybody got any arcane earplugs before we proceed? Because I feel like this is probably going to deafen us all.
Let's do it.
We can always try the other way and see what happens.
I think we should put it back and we'll try it at the same time. Maybe they don't like being. They like to be equidistant.
Perhaps.
Can we try each moving them at the same time?
Tell me which one you're
slowly?
moving first. Otherwise, this is going to get real complicated.
Oh,
So you can
I see.
try
What are the-
multiple ones. I'm all
How
for
many
that.
crystals are there in total?
Four crystals, four
So
symbols.
each of us just grab one and we all
Alright.
try moving it slightly to the
Alright.
right and see what happens.
Let's just try. Yeah, we'll go west and then try. Well,
Yeah, sorry,
one
west.
Cooter has, we'll ignore,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll try the other three and see if they have a different reaction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Which one would you like to try?
Like which of us is doing which? Because we're doing them all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me some kind of semblance of order, because it'll be hard for you to track where each of these things are going to go if you're all trying them at once.
Well, I'll try
Right.
south and move it to west.
Gotcha. So you are. Man, I wish I could show you my diagram, but it's full of notes for me to keep track of.
I can picture it in my head.
That's okay.
Can you draw
I
one
think
on
all
the-
you
on
need
the
to
map?
tell us is if moving them at the same time doesn't seem to be doing anything helpful, we're not necessarily going to keep doing that, and that'll save you some headache.
Yeah, moving them at the same time. So
That's not
Let-
it.
let
Just
me-
just tell us.
let me paint you a picture. You try to move them all at the same time, and depending on which direction Cooter pushes hers, we'll say she pushes it back towards the west. You're trying to move them all counterclockwise or anti-clockwise for our Osham Maranians. And Cooter's, yours begins the deafening sound. We will say Azric is on the southwest, pushing it south. You push it closer to the south, and there's a bright light that gets brighter and brighter and brighter, almost blinding.
What happens if it goes the other way? Like
if Azric pushes it the other direction,
yeah, instead of going counter, he goes clockwise. Just to see, like, so if we're like moving position, we're just like seeing what one way does, what the other way does, to figure out if one way is like a yes signal and the other is a no signal.
yeah. So if he pushes it the other way, then he begins to get a sort of sound that is more and more and more and more deafening.
And they all converge in the center.
He said, can they converge in the center?
Yeah.
You can move these crystals around wherever you want to go. As of now, you're pushing them towards the symbols, like, diagonally. But you could move it towards the center if you'd
Yeah,
like.
I'll put all of them in the center.
Okay. So you grab them all, you put them in the center. The ones from top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right are all just kind of chilling in the center at this point.
Are they loud now, or just
They're just
And they-
hanging out now.
Do they? And I'm sorry, they all look the same. They're all identical.
Yeah.
Visually.
Mhm.
And the one that made the light also made sound.
Mm-hmm.
It made sound when it went right, or it made sound when it went clockwise. It made light when it went counterclockwise.
I think we should move them all
When
the way that made light. Then that seems better than the sound, right?
Maybe to get clarity, we can move these crystals any direction. It's not like they're
Mhm.
on a guided track, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
You can move them anywhere you'd like.
Throw them in the trash. This is
Okay. And then how many runes are there? Just like one for each point, like a compass.
Yes. So there are 4 arcane symbols. There's one. We'll do north, south, east, and west. And then there are 4 crystals that were halfway in between them, almost making like a diamond if you drew a line around all of them.
Okay. So then I want to perfectly align the 4 crystals in between. Maybe because the original alignment wasn't like 100% precise.
like more of a circle and less of a diamond. You mean?
So you take
Just
the
like at the tips, in between.
Gotcha. So, you move them. They were pretty much halfway in between each of these. If you're thinking of it like a diamond almost. So you move the ones corresponding back, and they're basically directly in the middle of 2, essentially. And they're just kind of chilling at that point, back to their original positions.
Is
I'm
the
gonna detect
Oh, sorry.
magic to see if the crystals have different magical properties.
good idea?
Everything here is magical, but that is not what makes each of these unique. So I would like to recap for you all, because I know this is hard, and I realize I probably should have drawn a diagram or
I
something
was
for
gonna say
you all, or made
it's
it.
hard
but
without a
that's okay.
visual. Sorry.
That's okay. So the first thing that you tried, there was the symbol to the north, and Cooter pushed one of the crystals that is in between north and west. She pushed it towards the north, and she got 3/4 of the way, and then it became impossible to push without doing some sort of feat of strength. She turned around. She pushed it back to the west. As she got closer and closer to the west, this sort of sound, the singular tone, began rising in volume, rising. And the closer that she got, the more deafening that it got, almost to the point of pain. The crystal that Azric had was in between south and west. So not north and west, but south and west. You pushed it towards the south. The closer and closer you got, the brighter and brighter it got, until you got close and it was blinding. Almost to the point of pain, like trying to stare at the sun during an eclipse. You turned around, pushed it back towards the west, and as it got closer, you heard a deafening tone that got louder and louder and louder, almost to the point of pain the closer you got to it.
So anything pushed towards the west was making sound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we push them to the north, they're going to be heavy. And if we push them to the south, they'll be bright.
The ones that you have done so far, yes, that is.
What's
accurate.
the other one? I want to push the one we haven't. It's something to the east.
There are 2 crystals in between. There's one in between south and east, and there's one in between north and east.
South and east?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We'll push the south and east south.
Gotcha. So you take the south and east one and you begin pushing it to the south. And that one, as you push it towards the rune in the south, it becomes brighter and brighter and brighter until it begins to almost burn your eyes.
Oh, sorry. I said I was going to push the one from the south to the east, the southeast towards the east.
I was
That's the
just
one Emmy's
answering
pushing.
what Azric was doing.
Oh.
So you go take the southeast one and push it towards the east now. And you sort of do a 180 as Azric had done, where the brightness was blinding. You turn around and go towards the east with the southeast crystal. And you go that direction, and the closer and closer you get, it just, this odor of death and decay, it makes you want to retch.
Okay, so it's all our senses. It's too loud, too heavy, too smelly, or too bright based on the directions.
What about that last one?
Well, it's the directions. It's not the stones.
There's one more direction you haven't tried yet.
No, we did all of them. So north is heavy, east is smelly,
Oh,
south
right.
is bright, and west is loud.
Heavy.
I made a diagram because I was having trouble keeping track.
If I move the
East-
southeast
sorry.
one, the northeast, does it do the same thing? Like moving the southeast crystal north, does it do the force?
So you take the southeast crystal, begin moving it towards the north. And as you get closer, it begins to get heavier and heavier and heavier.
Okay.
I'm gonna fluff it up. I'm gonna push as hard as I can.
You said it was an athletics check, right? Should we get our mate Hayden to do that one?
Shit.
Hayden and I.
Just double
Wish I
team that
trained.
crystal, guys.
I have the muscles. Thank you, Kuta. I'm going to try. Never mind.
Funny.
It's cool.
Can I sniff all the crystals?
Absolutely. What does the crystal smell like? You tell me.
I want to know if they all smell the same.
Yeah, if you picked up a big old crystal and took a sniff of it, it would smell like whatever a crystal smells like. I don't know. I've never smelled a crystal, so.
Okay, wait. So this is using our senses. What's the sense that this isn't using? We've got smell, hearing, seeing, touching. Ooh, tasting. I lick a crystal.
Tastes like
At
crystal.
random. What's crystal taste like?
Great question.
Abby keeps trying. She's convinced, so I'm just gonna sit here and be licking a crystal for a little bit while everybody else is trying to decide what to do
Yeah.
next.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're licking that crystal. And
What's the crystal in his hand? The one he doesn't want us to touch. Is that the same as the one in?
so what's in his hand? I never said it was a crystal.
I thought that was his focus, his spell focus.
You looked at the book, and you saw what he drew there. You could easily look over his shoulder and look at the other thing, and in his hand is the artifact that's drawn in the book that is also around your neck that you have to attune to, the arcane locus.
Yeah, that's what I gathered earlier. He was holding
He
the same
is
thing.
studying that artifact, and he is writing notes about that artifact.
I want to
What's
make him
the artifact look
What's
like?
what's that?
I want to make him touch. I want to put my necklace,
You're gonna
Tap it
touch
on.
artifacts?
an artifact in his hand.
Yeah, so you
First
put
you're
it.
fluffing up, and now y'all are touching artifacts.
Yeah, so you were
It's that
looking
kind of
at it,
show.
and as you approach, he sort of gives the same response that he gave to Cooter when she went to go try and grab it.
Yeah, I ignore him. I'm just gonna do it.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, oh, no. And then you sort of just put it up to his hand, and it's there.
What is that artifact?
Oh, no. I need help with this.
God damn it. What if I push him?
Sure. Just give him a shove.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, kind of just like a little nudge.
And you sort of nudge him, and he sort of jostles in one direction, and then just sort of steps back into the center.
Is it possible to touch two crystals at the same time as the one person?
To touch and put them together.
Well, yeah, maybe that wasn't what I was asking, but
I mean, I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to infer.
I was trying to figure if I like hold one and then I hold one at the same time, is
You
there
can
any
hold 'em.
energy connection or something?
No, you just gotta hold.
Okay, now I make two crystals kiss. Does that do anything?
No, but it's real cute.
Okay.
Can I turn the page in the book?
Ooh.
You could try.
Yeah.
You turn the page in the book, and almost how sort of the bookshelves are like slightly out of focus and you can't discern, that's sort of happening here. Better analogy, I know that you've played Cyberpunk. Whenever they're in the little VR world and there's certain details you can't make out because it's not necessarily part of the simulation. Same vibes here.
Aiden's just
We
been
end up doing that skill
watching
check.
you guys dick around with crystals for like the past 10 minutes while drinking. He's like, if you have you tried, I don't know, pushing all four to one side and seeing what happens? Like push all four to the bright side and see if maybe there's one that gets brighter than the others.
They cancel each other out.
Okay, we'll try that.
That is a great idea, Hayden. And I
Also,
walk over to Hayden.
real quick, when Hayden says that, because he's sitting over there being a lazy butthead, Bucket's gonna give him a little pinch in the butt.
I'm sitting on a bench.
So it's Bucket.
Yes, excellent idea, Hayden. And I go up to Hayden, grab the booze, and pull him up, and we trade spots.
Yes. Nice.
Go on.
Fine. I was getting bored anyway. So, try pushing all four to one direction.
Which direction?
Whichever
Are
one
you-
would be easier to see if there's any variation. So either brightness or heaviness, I would say.
I would do the smell one because you could go blind or deaf from the others. A bad smell probably won't kill you. Trust me, I know from
You'll
experience.
just get sick, I
I'm
suppose.
going to try to
with that.
see which crystal smells worse.
I mean, unless you don't like your eyesight.
I mean, I like my eyesight. I also like my nose.
It'll survive.
Perhaps all to the north one and see if maybe one is a little lighter than the others and can make it.
Good call.
Shall we?
Alrighty.
Yes.
Just to see.
Gotcha. So you gather all four of them up and begin pushing them to the north. So as you begin pushing them, all but one began to be extremely hard to push any further. But you notice that the one that originated from the southwest easily goes towards the north.
Okay, cool.
Aha!
Did it.
Well, would you look at that?
Smart man.
Maybe you should have helped us sooner. I guess I'll grab the other three and start seeing which one's the least smelly.
You lot are the smart ones.
That who?
So you take the remaining three and all begin to push them towards the smell. And at a point, it's just become so just repugnant, and you're just trying to stop from retching. And the northwestern crystal begins to go towards the east one with ease as the rest are sort of stopped there, and it settles above it.
We've got northeast and southeast left.
One at a time. One at a time. She just like acid sprays in a corner somewhere.
2 left. You begin pushing them towards which direction? South or west?
How about sound next? Because one of them hopefully won't make a loud noise.
Yeah, so begin pushing them both, where one begins making this horrid sound, the other sort of continues drifting over and locks into place, and with one left, you can lock the other into place on 2 sides.
Which way did they go? Southeast went to where?
Southeast went to west. Northeast went to south.
South. Okay. Just looks around expectantly like something's going to happen now.
My job's done, Ezric. I solved your little puzzle.
Excellent. Good thing too, because I said this in the beginning and no one listened to me. Now you seems like you stole my idea, but now it sounds like I'm complaining that I said something and now I'm stealing the idea. But it doesn't fucking matter. They're in the middle. All the crystals are aligned. What is next?
Sorry.
Maybe you should take a swig, mate. Little on
I
edge.
was about to say, I think you need a drink. Maybe a nap.
I don't drink an arcane. Not safe.
Yeah, so everything stabilizes, and the crystals begin humming with energy. The symbols on the floor begin to glow, and he sort of releases his hand as the amulet sort of rises into the center. And he's like, seems to be working now. Marvelous. And he starts scribbling things down in his journal of sorts. And he sort of looks and furrows his brow. The arcane locus is more than I anticipated. It resonates with the very forces that seem to shape our very world, drawing on elements I can barely comprehend. I believed it to be a simple tool of focus, merely, yet its power extends far beyond that. There are whispers, echoes of a greater design. It works something vast and ancient. The locus is only a part of this. I am sure of it. A part of what? I must find the other pieces, for this locus is not whole. Perhaps when the full set is brought together, then I'll finally understand what it was meant to do. The possibilities are endless and the powers immeasurable.
Oh, we need to destroy this thing.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Good to know, but
No.
we should destroy this thing.
No, it's in good hands.
Well,
Our possession.
yeah, but we don't know what the other parts look like, and if they fell all into the wrong hands.
But if we try to get them first, then I don't know. It might be interesting.
It could be what caused the C word.
What is the C word?
You know?
Lydia?
No.
Cataclysm.
That's the one. The cataclysm.
No,
Catastrophe.
a distinct phrase, not
Dang it, this
cataclysm.
is why I was saying the C word, you guys.
Catastrophe.
The catastrophe.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, I was confused with syphilis. Pirates, not a
The
pirate.
catastrophism.
Let's just call it the C word to be safe.
There is nothing to be afraid of. If you do not give word power, it does not have no power. No?
Where are the other pieces? I'm talking to the guy in the middle. The scholar.
And it seems that after this has been finished and you've heard him say that, everything is almost frozen in time here.
Oh.
But we're still here?
I boop him on the nose.
He's booped on the nose.
Draw a mustache on his face?
Sure.
Sweet.
I grab the relic that's floating in the center, or does mine react to it at all?
Mm-mm. It's as though that the scene that you've sort of had play out is finished. It's at the end.
Right. Can I look at yours, Patrick?
Sure.
Has it changed at all?
Yeah, I want to see. What does it look like again? Do we have a picture of it?
You have a description?
Yeah, that was in our last.
It is a beautifully crafted pendant made of a rare shimmering metal. A pendant is shaped like an intricate interlocking geometric design with a large multifaceted crystal at its center. The crystal captures and refracts light, creating a dazzling display of colors. Surrounding the crystals are runes and symbols of ancient arcane power, inscribed with precision and care. The pendant hangs on a delicate yet sturdy chain made of the same iridescent metal.
You copy pasta that into the group chat.
Yes, already in
Or just pin it. It is. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. Thank you. Does it look like it would lock into another device? Like, does it have any ridges around the sides or anything where it looks like, oh, yeah, this clearly would fit into another mechanism?
Hard to say. It's not like it's a puzzle piece. At this point, you would, in order to see if it fits into something else, you would have to see if something else would need to fit something. If
We don't know what kind of metal it is. We just know it's rare.
Yeah.
You know who else has pre-catastrophe artifact?
I know. I was just thinking about that.
Who?
The what's your people's called again? The religious people?
Yes. Who?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's the people of the Lotus King, yes.
Yeah, they have the artifact.
So maybe this is another piece of
I mean, it'd
the artifact.
be interesting to see if they're made of the same metal at the very least.
Well, that's going to be so difficult to get to.
The Elysian Watch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, some of you were planning on going back to steal the artifact back that you had given them.
A long while ago, many side quests passed.
Have we seen any other artifacts or anything made of these same materials or design?
No, this is, by virtue of what you just saw and almost certainly confirming, this is pre-catastrophe. The only
Anything else pre-catastrophe besides that?
The only other thing that you had even gotten close to that was pre-catastrophe was the item that you recovered and returned to Escos, but you did not open the box that was sealed in, and you turned it over to them. And I think there was a bit of a hubbub discussion of, are they the best ones to have that? And
Yeah, we were gonna like try and steal it back.
Yeah.
Or have them give it to us.
Side quest becomes the main quest.
Did we think it was a side quest and then not do it, and then we missed the main quest all along?
No, we've
Mm-mm.
been on that stupid island forever, and it was like on our list of things we needed to go back and do. We just haven't done it.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if they look similar.
I've been wanting to investigate that thing ever since we left the bloody thing there.
I don't know if we should take it, but I think we should at least try to get near it. Look, maybe not take that. And I point at the amulet that Azric's wearing, and maybe not take that near it to be safe.
I believe they agreed that Kuta can study the artifact.
Yeah,
that's locked up
I think
in-
so too.
Yes, it was just old mate Fucknugget was going to get in the way and mess it up, probably. It's what he does. He's always been doing it our
We
whole
took care of
lives.
that, so
I'm not holding a grudge. I don't know what you're talking.
Okay, so let's finish our business here, and then we'll go there, and Cooter will look at it, and we'll confirm if that's the case. And then I don't know what we'll do after that, but that at least gives us a direction to go in.
All right. Well, first things first, we still have 5 seemingly difficult tasks to do for Blackbeak.
Yes. Are we still in this like illusion thing?
You could step out
Yep.
at any time if you'd like.
Oh,
It's just you're in the middle of it and it's stopped.
like Azric said, we got some pressing matters to take care of. So, shall we? Unless you have more business here, of course.
No, this is probably the best place to discuss all these things where no eyes can listen and peep on in.
Fair point.
But yeah, I think we are good to go. And we'll leave where we came in.
So you can just pick a direction of the nearest void, and as you step out of the sort of confines of this room, you are just back into Zara's shop, and you all sort of come out, and she looks.
She wasn't in there with us? Oh.
I'm sorry, but I thought your friends were not coming. She looks to Taj. Fashionably late, or?
They are late, but it is okay. They are here now.
Sorry.
Hello. She tries to. Kuda's trying to act so casual.
He looks
Like-
like extremely confused.
Yeah.
Very well. Apologize. We have already eaten and had refreshments, but I can have something else brought for you. Taj, Azric, I believe we are going to look at something of interest. Are we going to get around to doing this, or?
How much time did it appear has passed?
None.
Whoa.
Sorry, what were we looking at again?
Well, you had the cryptes, the objects, and I helped you with the scroll, and you agreed to let me to look and help you inspect it, and in fact, where do you still have it? I do not see it.
It seemed to have vanished.
And it's up to you all. You had it. You could, you could have it out, holding it, whatever you want to do. You had time to do with it whatever while you were inside the thing.
And she wants to just look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I trust her.
I thought something would have happened after we did the sort of the knock spell. I'm quite confused.
Did you not see the apparition that was on the walls? No?
Apparition? No, we just finished casting the knock spell.
Mm,
And I've
no.
been waiting.
We were pulled into some sort of memory or vision. There was a man who would not tell us his name, and he was looking for help in crystals and some sort of something on the ground. Azric, how did we solve it again?
I don't think we solved anything. This vision played out, and then it ended.
I did not even see such a thing.
But you were here the whole time.
I was waiting for something to happen.
Kuda's just like visibly shaken and just like staying to herself.
Yeah,
Just kind of like crouching into her shell a bit.
I don't really know how to explain what happened when we cast knock, and then we were as if we were transported into like another dimensional pocket or something.
Are you sure that you don't want me to hold on to this? It seems quite dangerous.
Oh no, it's in great hands. Don't worry.
Every time Azric says it's in great hands, or things are in great hands, or the amulet is safe with us, and he's gotten a little more nervous, can I do a check on Azric?
That's between y'all.
Azric, may I check you?
I mean, if you want.
I want to see if you actually believe that it's in great hands. I'm checking to see if you're telling the truth when you say that.
Oh yeah.
I probably didn't get it. What would that be? It'd be like, I don't know if it's deception or not, but for me it would not. It would be insight. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Uh-huh.
8. I don't think I'd probably figure it out based on that, right?
I mean, that's up to
That's
you
not
all.
lying.
Yeah.
No. So he genuinely believes it's in good hands.
Do you doubt our captain, Emmy?
I doubt his
realize-
patron, so I was just checking. That's all.
Oh, you want to roll some insight on the patron's intentions.
I just feel like we're like, oh, we have this thing that could end the world, and Azric was very much like, no, it's fine, and I was like, that's all. I was making sure that there wasn't anything, making sure everything's above board.
And Zara just sort of hands it back to Taj. I'm sort of at a loss here. Huh. And like it looks like she's trying to like hold it together. But she knows that some sort of arcane chicanery has been going on here, and she just doesn't understand, and she's confused and seems out of sorts, because all of a sudden she's like, all right, let's go, guys, let's do this knock spell and crack that shit open. And then she blinks, and all of a sudden the rest of your friends are here, and nothing happened, and you're telling tales of some sort of memory or an apparition, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's what's going on in her head.
Mm-hmm.
She does not know how to process this. Well, it is getting late. You're more than welcome to make yourselves at home, but I think that's enough excitement for me. So Pleasure to see you again, Taj and Azric and your friends. And she gives Taj the little cheek kisses, you know, the greetings and how they usually greet each other, and says, good night. And she sort of goes back into the back of her shop and just sort of retires for the evening.
I think we creeped her out a little bit.
I think that she does not know what this is, and neither do we.
I mean, what felt like 30, 45 minutes was a blink of an eye to her. So, understandably, she'd be kind of out of sorts. Well, I think we should go back to the ship and prepare the task at hand.
All right. So as you all begin making your way back to the ship or whatever lodgings you were going to, I believe you're going to get the ship repaired, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yes, that's right.
Forever and always.
Yeah, so you might be heading back to get some rooms. But while that's going on, I think it's an excellent time to go ahead and take a break for the evening. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back here in just a short few. So get some snacks, grab a beverage to stretch your appendages, and we will BRB, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you've gotten one or many snacks and some beverage and are ready for some more Dungeons and Dragons, where y'all went inside of the Orby and had some fun, or I guess went to the Orby alternate reality experience and found out some lore. So with that, you are still currently in Zara's shop. Well, you were heading back to your domicile at the moment. And if I remember correctly, I think that you did secure rooms when you got here initially.
I believe so.
Yeah, so you can
That
head.
sounds right.
Yeah, it's been at least 5 minutes since that happened. But you can go back to the Drunken Mermaid and go find your rooms and settle back in, and figure out what is next. So you make your way back without any issue, and much like the rest of the cove, it is hopping at all hours of the day and night. It's probably like 9 p.m. at this moment, as you finish your dinner and a show over at Zara's, and you make your way back, and it's like the Drunken Mermaid's packed. It's up to you if you would like to indulge, imbibe, or just regroup, or whatever you'd like to do.
Always indulging while regrouping. That's what I do. Life's pleasures, life's too short, even for a turtle. Got to make the most of it.
I mean, we have a lot to do tomorrow, Cuter, so just don't go too hard.
Oh, yes, sure thing. She's going to roll the constitution to see what happens. That's a 16. We're good.
Yeah, so you all head back to regroup, and Cooter swipes a bottle of rum on the way through.
My constitution is +5, so that's
Amazing.
she's getting immune.
So yeah, up to you all what you'd like to do now, whether it's turn in for the evening or to discuss strategy. You let me know.
Look, yes, before we all turn in, what's our plan for tomorrow? We have some things we had to do for Blackbeak, you said?
Yes. We have the chest to drop off. That's probably the easiest one.
Which chest is that?
I mean, this is not the proper place to discuss this.
Oh, well, we're gonna...
I thought we were back in our rooms or whatever. We're not.
I'll take it. Could I take this to go?
You swiped it from the bar, and you
Yeah.
it's yours.
Do they have, I have a better question. Do they have, instead of you taking that, do they have like tiki bars have those giant punch bowls where everybody can get a straw?
Oh, the fish bowls? Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just get like one of those to go and then go to our room to talk?
You can have whatever you want.
Perfect. Let's just do that.
If
It's
it's
done.
one thing that pirates are connoisseurs of, it is boats,
Drinks with rum in them.
burying things, and drinks. So you grab your party drink, and you can head back to the rooms if you'd like.
All right, we'll do that.
So the chest. Chest?
Yes. So Captain Thorn owns Blackbeak a large sum of money, but she's going to give him money to secure his vote.
Oh, okay.
All we need to do is pick up a chest and make sure he understands what the chest represents.
All right.
That one's the
Yes,
easiest
so-
one.
I guess that's first order of business then.
We need to form an alliance with the Bloodied Buccaneers, or at least insinuate that she will take them on one of her bounties, and they will be rich in exchange for a vote. So that one's probably easy. Just a quick, simple talk.
Yeah, simple. What could go wrong?
Then there is Captain Leon. Was it Lyra?
Lyra, yeah.
We need to convince her. So basically, intimidate her.
All right.
How we do that? Either we or blackmail her. I think she. What was it? We can steal her crewmates and hold them for ransom. She has.
I have an idea.
Yes.
I could just ask some seagulls to like poop on her head every time she goes outside, and then we'll tell her if she wants it to stop. That would convince most people.
What if she wore a hat?
They could dive bomb her and steal the hat.
Well, she does have illicit goods that didn't belong to her. We can
threaten to write a strongly worded letter to the
Oh, that's better. Okay.
authorities outside of the island, I guess.
But just remember the seagulls plan in case.
Okay. That will be plan C.
Okay.
Sabotage the ship? Oh, let me get drawing.
But my friend Volrin, who works at the docks, he can forge documents saying that she has claimed cargo that doesn't belong to her, and we can use that.
Oh,
as
that's a good idea. Okay, let's do
Oh,
that.
wonderful. That sounds like a
The
solid
other
idea.
two are a bit trickier. Sabotaging Captain Haldrick's ship.
Well,
I could do methods again.
I
yeah,
do.
good.
I could sneak
But-
on there as a little animal, and then I could be like, methods, and then I could get off of there as an animal after they
Or
wreak
I
havoc.
could offer my services to improve their ship with my world-renowned abilities at the symposium of the ship of the future, and just forget a couple bits and bolts here and there.
Mhm,
Shouldn't
mhm.
take too long, just minor improvements. We don't have to spend 3
Yeah.
months here or anything.
Can't be caught or seen as well.
No, I'll just be just taking a little tour of the ship, surely.
Oh, I had another idea of Captain Mira. If we want to discredit her, Taj could just look like Captain Mira and go into a pub and just say a bunch of stuff that's like pretend to drink too much and then say some stuff
Alright.
and then leave.
Yeah, that
I can
works
do that
brilliant.
if
That's
you need it.
brilliant.
That'd be
I like
like
that.
really easy for you because you're really good at pretending to people all the time.
Mhm.
Say that you gave the Conservancy information on Captain Orion, and now he's dead, and you're rich for it or something.
Oh, and actually, we could do methods and Cooter's plan on sabotaging the ship because you could go in and sabotage it so that when I do the methods, they can't even put it out. Like you could make it to where everything's extra flammable or something.
Well, I think actually your idea checks out for that one, because maybe to forge an alliance with the Bloodied Buccaneers, we don't want. Maybe we could actually leverage that and offer
like,
them
actually help them.
some upgrades. Yes, that might be useful.
Okay.
We can do some pro bono, I guess, or they can supply materials.
Oh, for the Buccaneers?
I do accept tips.
I mean, for the bloody Buccaneers, all we have to do is tell them that Captain Blackbeak will take them along on one of her prizes, and they can enjoy the spoils. So that
Okay, well, all of these
Yeah,
seem
sure,
easy
but if
then.
that doesn't work, then there's Plan B there too.
Yeah.
It's always good
So we
to
should just
really-
split up and tackle all of these.
Sure. Maybe not Captain Haldrick's ship. That one seems like a more challenging task.
If I sneak on as a rat and then summon methods and then sneak off as a rat, does anyone see a problem with that plan?
I think you should have backup. Just in
But you can't be on the ship if I set all the gunpowder on fire.
No.
It is a large ship, so I'm not sure one spot would
Okay.
do enough damage.
Does sabotage mean sink or like that ship's just going to be really messed up for a bit? Because anything flammable I can take care of. That means rope, gunpowder, sails, rigging, food stores.
Sinking would probably be the ideal if we could sink it. But
Okay, then that's a little different.
I think Captain Ulrich wants to put his hat in the running.
we
So,
can tackle
he's
that
actually-
one last.
Competition.
let's do that
we
one
can do it
last.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll circle back on that one depending on how the other ones go. Maybe we don't have to tackle that one in particular if everything else goes well.
If you will recall in the conversation when you got these tasks, Captain Blackbeak's intent for this, the objective being making it look like some sort of accident, rendering his ship unfit for sailing, to basically make him have to withdraw because he doesn't have a ship. What kind of captain doesn't have a ship and can't take care of his own stuff? That was the intent of what she was saying.
Yeah, we'll circle back on that one. Let's go for the low-hanging fruit.
Right.
Synergize our
go-
abilities.
To the shipment yard and talk to my old friend Volrin, and we can get forged documents to blackmail Captain Lyra. Anyone can send the chest and convince the Captain Thorn.
Where do I have to go to pick that up? I need to pick up some. I need to go
Believe-
shopping anyway,
list-
so.
I'll go with you, Cooter.
I think we just talked to Blackbeats. What's her first mate? The drunk one. He has yes. Let me trying to think what his name is.
Blackbeak's first mate.
I don't recall his name.
Any idea where to find him?
It's coming to. He's probably downstairs.
Ironhide.
Ironhide.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He did a lot of talking and
He's the loud one downstairs.
didn't really care for it too much.
All right, I'll handle that.
Oh,
one.
that guy. I did not like that guy.
But he has the chest, and you just
Downstairs
make
in the
sure
tavern.
Captain Thorn understands.
And then, so I think we have our game plan for tomorrow.
And then Taj will be disguised as Captain Mira.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to make sure Captain Mira is not around while that happens.
Seagulls with poop. Got it.
Brilliant.
So I have to go wash her hair.
No captain would walk around with seagull poop around them. Undignified.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So you all are aware. You can fail these things, just so you know.
Okay. I mean, it's us. Yeah, I
Fair
would
warning.
assume.
You can fail.
Not only can we, but we might very well. Max, like, don't put that energy out there.
Yeah. So if you fail, then you can't do all 5 at that point. So if you fail so many, then you can't. Well, Captain Blackbeak will be sad.
And we might be dead.
Okay, so maybe people who are best suited for negotiations should talk. That
Talk
would
to
be
who?
Not me. Got it.
That would be me, Taj, and Faith.
What's that one for?
Best suited to talk and negotiate.
With who?
The 4
Any-
people we need to talk to.
Oh, got you.
Are you
I
still
thought
drunk?
we were just picking up a check.
She's been sipping on the punch bowl this whole time.
No, I thought you meant for a specific person that you had to negotiate with, because I thought that we just had to go pick up a chest and deliver said chest. I didn't realize that for that one.
Words still need to be exchanged.
Yes,
they need to
yes.
understand what this chest means.
Oh,
can't
yes,
just pick
but I
the
can
money
go
at-
pick it up from this drunken slog. I don't mind that. But yes, 100%.
all right.
Okay, let's rest up and we'll just head out together then.
Excellent. All right.
We sleep. DM.
Okay.
Everybody prepare the spells you need for these shenanigans.
Got mine prepared.
Fantastic.
I didn't realize that you were insinuating in general. I thought you were assigning people to a certain task. My bad.
He's assuming that every task needs negotiation.
Yes, which, I mean, in our experience, it very well can.
So, as you all bed down for the evening, you find your meager amenities here, all cramped in a couple of rooms since they're mostly all booked for all of the crew that are here. Azric, as you are getting ready for your slumber in the evening here, you're sort of getting ready, changing out of your road weary clothing, splashing some water on your face to bed down for the evening. You feel an immense sharp pain in your head, like an instantaneous migraine taking over, giving you tunnel vision, nauseating you. And as you rub your eyes, you open them, and almost like you were looking through a lens into another world, you see a beautiful landscape in front of you. Mountains reaching into the very skies. You see beautiful forests, beaches, emerald rivers leading into the ocean, almost like that you were looking down as if you were in the heavens yourself at this beautiful, large island continent. It looks like paradise to you. It's beautiful, perfect in every way. It's almost unimaginable. And you notice far on the eastern side, just a bright glow of sorts as it sort of begins to extend into your vision. You hold your hand up in front of you to block the blinding lights, and you see that this beautiful landscape begins to fracture, to crack, all coming from this sort of nexus on the eastern side. And what was once a thing of beauty slowly turns into horror, and you see entire cities sinking into the sea, mountains shattering, the very sky is torn asunder. You see what's left of the pieces of this paradise just all shoved violently away from whatever this blinding light is. And you take a last look as you see where these cracks have formed into fractures, where the rest of the ocean just begins to pour in to what was left there, mountains just sinking. And you realize This is what happened. This is how the continent was broken. And you watched it happen in front of your very eyes.
And what I would assume was what is now the mouth of the abyss.
Seems as though.
Wow.
You violently find yourself awakened, almost sort of out on your feet as you were getting ready for the evening to be done. And as you shake off this vision that you saw, it sticks with you. It's almost every time that you close your eyes for a second, you see the mountains sinking into the sea. You see cities crumbling before you. It just never goes away. But it's the next day, and you all get the benefit of a long rest. It is now the 18th of Septima, for those that are keeping count. A new day dawns, and you have work to do at the cove.
Who wants to be in charge of negotiating with the bloody buccaneers?
They're the ones we just need to convince by telling them they'll get to share spoils, correct?
Correct.
I suppose I could take the lead on that one.
Very good. I think we should go in groups, and no one should go solo in case any tomfoolery.
Don't want something to go wrong and someone be by themselves.
But
Hayden and Emmy.
What are we doing first?
You're going to go with Hayden to negotiate with the bloody buccaneers.
Okay. Just let me know when I need to find Captain Mira with the seagulls. Let's go, Hayden.
Captain Durock is who you're looking for.
Captain Durock. Very well. All right, Emmy. Let's go talk to pirates.
And by go talk, you mean me not talk and you talk, right?
Preferably.
Okay, got it.
You never know.
I'm just there.
I could
for
call on
backup.
your aid for some reason.
Hopefully not.
And then Taj and Kuta, you would like to pick up the chest and talk to Captain Thorn of the Ironclad.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Is that guy's name spelled Dorit? Oh, the captain? But the-
Darrak.
And as for me, I will head to the shipping yard and talk to my friend Volrin.
Very
Righty.
well. So Emmy and Hayden towards the Buccaneers, Taj and Cooter over to
Pick up the chest
Yes, Captain
for
Thorn of
bribery.
Ironclad, yes.
Yep, Captain Thorn of the Ironclad, and Azric to the Volrin. We'll start with Cooter and Taj here, as you're looking for iron hide for this chest. And how early do you all wake up?
I don't know, like 9 or 10, maybe.
Gotcha. It is. I mean, it's thinned out a little bit. At this point, there's a mixture of people that are there just day drinking versus people that are still asleep at the table that they were at last night, trying to get over their escapades from the previous evening. And as you're going down into the Drunken Mermaid proper, Cooter and Taj, you see the visage of Ironhide, who is the quartermaster for Captain Blackbeak. And if you have forgotten what that gentleman looks like, he is a sort of rugged and stout dwarf man with a long braided black beard adorned with various trinkets in it. Sort of strong, muscular, and has an eye patch. And you see him yelling and kicking at someone. Wake up, you bastard! Back to the ship! You missed your shift. And you see someone sort of holding their head. And you can tell they're kind of being woken up. And just sort of instinctively they go, piss off. And you see him just grab a tankard and just take it down over the top of their head, just shattering it all across the floor.
And we just need to get a chest from him, right?
Yeah, he has a payment, an amount of gold to give to you all to help complete your quest that you're on.
I'm guessing he also knows that he's meant to give it to us, so it should be easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
I skip over to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very much at home here. Like, I grew up on this island. I'm comfortable here.
Mm-hmm. This is just like a Tuesday for you.
Yeah, like I'm like that annoying
Wednesday
person who's like at the table, just like, oh hi, just like patting people on the head. I'm very welcome. I'm home.
Mm-hmm. And then this poor gentleman just sort of like just peeling themselves off of the chair and getting out of the tavern as fast as they can. And you're sort of skipping up, and as you get close, Ironhide sort of just turns and looks at you all. Top of the morning to you. What do I owe the pleasure?
I like bow, and I hold my hand out.
Kuda's just following you, like she just like bows and then just like stands back a bit, and yeah.
What does Taj wear on her, like, hand, wrist?
She has like a bunch of like gold bangles and like maybe like a ring that has gold chain that like connects up to her somewhere else on her body,
Mm-hmm. And you hold out your hand, and he sort of looks and goes, "Don't mind if I do," and like tries to grab one of your bangles to just take off of your wrist. And it's clear in your dealings, this guy's a real piece of work. Like,
yeah. I giggle, like, whatever. We were told that you have something for us from Blackbeak. Payment of sorts.
All right. You're gonna go talk to him, Captain Thorn. Well,
Hi.
And he sort of just yells into the distance, "Hey, get the fucking box!" He just looks and just sort of smiles back at you all with this just really like just devious, toothy smile. And you can see he's missing a couple in some choice places.
While we're waiting, I'm just like, how was your night?
Eventful.
What did you do?
Well, there's sort of a defining line in my evening of, was it before the stabbing or after the stabbing?
What caused the stabbing and what happened after?
I'm just kidding. I would never stab anyone here. That would be against the rules. I mean, killing is against the rules. Stabbing's fine, I suppose.
Only if you
As long
get
as
caught,
they
no?
live. Well, and you see the sort of a young-looking greenhorn of a sailor tripping over themselves to try and get this box, and it's quite heavy. I mean, it appears there's a sizable sum in it, and it's probably like a yay big, chest that you could just carry under one arm if you were strong, or just carry it down the street if you wanted to. And he just sort of slaps it on the table and he goes, "Good lad," and slaps him on the back hard enough to like shove him forward. And he goes, "No, I don't think that I need to be telling you that don't fucking lose it and don't fucking steal it."
No?
Of course not. We're all professionals here.
Sir. Yes, sir. No, yes. Never mind.
And just so I know as a player, this isn't for us, it's to give to some dude.
This is a bribe to Captain Thorn to buy their vote and loyalty. From what was discussed during the meeting with Blackbeak, is that Captain Thorn owes a debt to some people, and Blackbeak's willing to front him this money for his vote and his loyalty.
And then are us two going to Thorn, or are we giving this for someone else to go to Thorn?
Ideally,
Like in
you'd be
our
going
party.
to Thorn. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally you'd be going to Thorn, because now you are the liaisons to try to get this guy on board.
I see. Okay. I wasn't sure if someone else in the group was a Thorn person and we were just passing this off to someone else. Okay.
Mm-mm. No, it's up to you, because all of these tasks have sort of you're basically the insulation, so that if things go south, Blackbeak has plausible deniability. I didn't try and bribe anybody. I wouldn't do that. That's wrong.
Do you know where Thorn can be found at this hour? Or is this more of an evening task?
Fuck if I know.
I do not know if you know their whereabouts.
Not particularly. Sure you could find out though. Easy enough for you.
Aye. We shall figure it out and get it done. Thank you.
Grand bit, yeah.
So polite.
And I just curtsy and just kind of like sashay away.
And he makes this sort of, he sees you curtsy and sort of stands up straight and does this sort of thing and goes and just gives you a little raspberry and sort of flips you off like he was gonna curtsy you. And just sort of like mocking you essentially.
Yeah.
And then all you hear is just him laughing maniacally at his own joke as you sort of exit.
I'm not bothered in the slightest. Like
Yeah.
nothing can ruin my day here, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And Cooter, you're like the entire time you're thinking, God, this guy is such an asshole.
Yeah, like.
But he's the kind of person that if you're like, yo, man, you're being an asshole, he'd probably stab you. Probably it would be the first to admit it.
Yep, that's why I'm just staying out of it. Glad I didn't take point on this one.
And so you wander to look for clues or the whereabouts of Captain Thorn. Up next, we have got, let's go with Azric. He's going to go talk to his old buddy Volrin at the Harbor Masters. So you, do you sachet as well or more of a jaunt?
It's more like a swagger.
Okay. Just, just making sure.
Yeah.
So, off to the docks, the sort of exchange where the harbor master is, and you see Volrin behind the counter. It's not particularly busy at this time of day, or just in general, since everyone's already here. You can see all sorts of cargo and things being sorted in the back, but Volrin is sort of on front desk duty at the moment.
Volrin, my old friend, so good to see you.
Such a sight to see, isn't it?
It's been quite some time since we've talked. It's been a couple months, I believe.
Oh, I meant, seems that every damn ship of the patronage is here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a vacant spot open. Everyone wants a piece. Everyone wants to put their name in the hat. It's gonna be crazy.
Any rumors on who you think is gonna, well, rise to the occasion?
Oh, if I had to think about it, probably Blackbeak.
What would make you say anything like that? They've never been interested in the Congress or anything really to do with the Cove.
Times are changing, my friend. There is a lot going on out there. Potential war. Who knows? We got the Conservancy going around. They took out Captain Orion, and I've ran into the currency about once or twice myself.
They took out Captain Orion. Do you know
that's the
who?
rumor.
Right, who's the they?
I just hear things, and of course, just rumors, of course. But I heard Captain Mira, the one who tipped him off.
Oh. You must be joking. Captain Mira, the most well-respected captain of the patronage. You know, people are tripping over themselves to serve on her ship.
It's rather perfect, right?
I'm sorry?
It's rather cunning, don't you think? The least suspected person in all of the island. Like you said, no one would ever guessed.
I mean, if there was ever a captain to toe the line of the Cove, it would be her.
As I said, it's a rumor.
I mean, if we're accepting all rumors, maybe you did it.
That's impossible. You know that.
You
and I go way back.
Right.
What? Of course not.
Okay.
Boring.
Making sure.
Anyways, seems things are rather slow. Any gossip about?
Well, lucky for me, with my bum knee, I'm not too good in the stockroom, so front desk duty, and they get to sort through all the loot. I'm sorry. Goods, cargo, whatever we're calling it, I don't.
Speaking of goods, loot, cargo, all that, I'm actually here on investigating, if you will, that look around. Captain Lyra has claimed cargo that doesn't belong to her.
No, that's impossible. We've checked and double checked everything. All the books are up to date. I do that myself.
That's not what I've been told.
Well, I'm sorry, you're mistaken. I mean, it takes someone with integrity to run this sort of operation. Otherwise, we will be killing each other over it.
I know that's why it's been so secretive.
I'm not following, Azric. Speak plainly, please.
Well, I need a favor.
You need a favor?
Yes. From my very old friend Vorin.
Well, what sort of favor do you need?
Of course, favors also come with payment. But I have on good authority that the cargo she claims isn't hers, and I need written verification of that proof.
Let me make sure that I understand what you're asking. Is you would like me to provide proof to you of some form that one of the captains of the patronage is claiming goods that don't belong to them?
You and I know both well. Whatever happens out in the seas happens out in the seas.
Right.
And you know how pirates go. They can say anything once they're here. I know we have our own laws that we abide by, but I'm saying what she says is hers is not hers.
Interesting.
There's wreckage just out of the island. Verify that.
I see.
I really need your help, Lauren. If I don't get this written form, my life could be for forfeit.
And what exactly do you need me to do?
I need a form that her cargoes actually belongs to someone else.
He sort of just looks in the back. Make a persuasion roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration. And that is a 19.
No. You know as well as I do, hopefully, that I can't willingly change the books after the accounting portion is done. What you're saying is you are accusing Captain Lyra of claiming goods that are not her own. Maybe we had no idea and had no way of knowing. Maybe if you were to complain that she claimed some of your goods.
Matter of fact, she did.
Maybe that you've brought an official inquiry and you have proof an investigation could be started.
Yes.
Well, he sort of looks around, and he sort of just brings up sort of a notebook of sorts, like a large ledger of sorts, various paperwork and things. It's just a shame that we're a bit swamped with all this cargo. It doesn't seem that I don't know if I could open an investigation at this moment, but I think I need to check something in the back if you don't mind. And you see him turn a page in the book, and he walks back into the storeroom. And you see
I will look at that page.
And you see a bunch of loose leaf papers in here. And what it looks like is a sort of almost like a form with a seal on it, from the sort of harbor master here, like a form letter for an official inquiry. And there's just a stack of them here. Think of it like the equivalent of doctors leaving that prescription pad on the table, which is awful. Nobody do that. That's terrible.
Yeah, I will grab some forms and get some wax and stamps.
Exactly how many do you grab?
I'll grab 3.
3. All right. Notate it on your ship. On your sheet. Not ship. And it's probably a good like 2 or 3 minutes. He comes back. Oh, silly me. Closes the book. Sorry, no time, unfortunately. Really wish I could help you, but it's very good to see you, Azric.
Oh yes, of course. So, you know what? Actually, here is I owe you. From that gambling bet that I lost. Here's the gold. Fair.
The gambling bet, of course.
Yeah.
You were always shit at dice anyway.
I never learned, do I? Oh, God, you're so good.
Hmm.
And yeah, I gave him 100 gold in a sack.
Mm-hmm. It's just you always put yourselves in such compromising positions. That's one thing that I really hate, is being in a compromising position, Azric. I just really, really don't like it. And I just try to keep that happening as few times as possible. Otherwise, it seems that bad things will happen.
Oh, of course, absolutely. No one wants to be in that position, right? So it's so easy to avoid it. Like,
Right. I mean, easily mistaken. I mean, everyone, gets one, but I mean, after that could be trouble. So,
well, it's a good thing that it never happened.
Well,
I give another 50 gold.
make an insight roll.
Okay. That is -1, 14.
14. He's not asking for more money. He's roundabout way saying, don't put me in this position again. You're a buddy of mine. Fuck you for doing this, but you get one, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Right. And loud and clear, buddy.
Well, hope you get those goods back and maybe try again after all this hubbub about the Captain's Congress. Maybe we'll have some time.
Yeah, I would love to sit down, grab a couple of ales, catch up.
Well, maybe sometime soon.
Hi. I'm off, and enjoy the rest of your shift.
That I will. And just like sits down on a stool and just sort of leans back and puts his arms behind his head and just like kicks back because he's like, I can't do manual labor. I got a bum knee. Alrighty.
I will skip back.
You will skip back. Very, very good. So yeah, you have in your inventory 3 official letters of inquiry from the harbor master at Black Wren Cove. Now, on its own, it's a piece of paper with a seal on it. So your work is not done here at the moment. You're going to have to come up with some fancy forgery to make that look official. Over to Hayden and I believe Emmy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You ask around and everyone seems to point you in the direction of this sort of rocky beach to the southwest, sort of outside of the, you know, I hate to use the word city, but the town proper of where you can find the Bloodied Buccaneers.
Can I, before we head that way, can I buy, I don't know, let's say, I guess a case of like 6 bottles of some decent rum, or as decent as they have available at some place?
Sure.
How much would that be, like a gold or something?
6 cases of rum?
No, not 6 cases. A case with 6 bottles.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd call that a gold and a half.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to buy that.
Very well. You have a case of rum.
All right. This, I think, might come in handy for us, Emmy.
Oh, in case we fail and we have to get drunk after?
No, more as a... Think of it as a gift. There's not a single
Oh.
pirate on this island that would turn down a gift of rum.
Well, I would.
Well,
But I get your point.
you're the exception, Emmy. Okay. So we have directions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm gonna not talk.
Then what are we waiting for? I guess we'll start heading in the direction that we were pointed.
So you make your way over, and this is sort of like a very rocky beach. There's a lot of overgrowth on this area of the island. It's not like a very nice, like, sandy beach paradise over here. There's a reason why it's kind of was relatively uninhabited and not highly sought after.
Real quick, Emmy, when she got ready this morning, she definitely tried to look her most piratey. So she had like Chowder help her.
Okay.
I could have helped you.
Yeah,
You,
but
you
it's
want
Emmy.
chowder? Or do you want me?
I'm not putting
Or-
on a costume. I'm not putting on a disguise. Emmy is a pirate, technically, and she has clothing that she's been wearing at sea. I just have, maybe like a bandana and a little and some dirt on me. A little more rough around the edges looking. It's not meant to be disguise. It's just meant to be. I want to blend into the background a little bit.
Yeah. So if Chowder helped you, cue the sequence where you have a bandana.
Some extra knives.
She mentions that you need at least 3 knives shown at all
Yeah.
times.
I've got 3 knives showing.
She tucks your pant legs into your boots.
That was already done, but okay.
Yeah. She just takes what this looks like some black goop and then just does one of these over your face to tell you that you look scarier that way.
Okay.
And it's just like, it's not like paint, but some sort of just like some black.
Like maybe I
pitch.
woke up in a gutter.
It looks like, it looks like what a pirate would do if they were part of a boarding party to look scary to other
Gotcha.
people. In doing that. So I mean, you look piratey. So you make your way over and you see that there's just a 2 to 3 dozen like tents just set up. Here you can see that there's a low fire going in front of a couple and a large centralized one that was probably a bonfire the previous evening that seems to have died down a little bit. You see some people milling about. A lot of people are still sleeping. And then you see a few people just sort of keeping watch.
Well, we'll just approach. I think Hayden will he'll have his hood down.
Mm-hmm.
Just approach the first few people we see.
Mm-hmm. And you get probably maybe 50 feet. And one of them just yells, "Halt!" And you see a couple people have like pistols drawn at you and Emmy. "State your business."
Ahoy! Now, I come here in peace, and I've brought some breakfast. And he holds up a case of rum. Now, I take it I've had the good luck to find the bloody buccaneers.
And then a couple of them like get together and like whisper. And then when this sort of person comes back out, "Toss one of them first," and sort of points at the at the case of rum that you have.
Absolutely. It's never too early in the morning for a nice drink, and I'll like toss it in the sand at their feet. Just one of the bottles.
Yeah, I mean, you see one like grab it up and like pull the cork out with his mouth and spit it out and just sort of take a big gulp. He's like, "Hey, your shit!" Another person grabs it and starts drinking some. And they get into like a little shoving tussle match over it. And then they kind of huddle together again and whisper, "What do you want?"
Well, I come as a friend. You don't know me. You can call me Hayden. And this is my mate, Emmy.
Emmy just kind of grunts.
And we would like to speak with your infamous captain, Derek, if possible.
"Why?"
Oh. Little bit of conversation. I have a proposal, one that I think your captain might like to hear.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay.
The rum advantage.
Persuasion. That'll be a dirty 20.
Yep. All right. Bring the rest of the case with you.
All right. But your captain gets at least one. So whatever's left, you and your mates can pick over. I don't care.
And I'll just sort of nod. And you can see as they've been kind of shouting, and you've been shouting, and more people start to wake up. And as you get closer, kind of similar to what Emmy has, like the sort of black pitch, they have sort of just red dye all over, like just on face, arms. It's sort of their signature.
Now this is what I like to see. Some proper pirates.
And as you sort of do you saunter or jaunt or confidently step? What is your
Your walking animation?
yeah, what is your walking animation?
It's just a casual walk. There might be a slight hint of
A stroll.
a little bit of swagger in there. He's got his chest up and his
Ooh.
head up. He knows
Mhm.
with guys like this, you got to present yourself as
Mhm.
forward as possible.
Yeah. So you see a sort of a large gentleman come out who's at least a head taller than everyone else. Has a grayish skin color. You see tusks protruding from his lower jaw. Sort of braided hair and a mohawk with like clean shaven sides. Just red dye paint all over this orc gentleman, and he goes, "Hey, what the fuck's going on here? I'm trying to sleep." And he just punches someone in the jaw just as he comes out of his tent.
Captain Dark, I take it.
Who's asking?
A friend. You can call me Hayden.
I don't got no friends.
Well, how about a fellow pirate?
Known a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah. As you can see, I've brought a little early morning breakfast. Don't worry. I've saved you a bottle right here.
And just swipes it from you. Same motion, cork, and just like just downs this thing.
Now, you don't know me, I don't know you, but let's just say if we have a nice conversation, you might grow to think a little more of me, because I come with a proposal. And I think it might sound quite good.
I don't like talking. Spit it out.
That's great. Neither do I, so I'm gonna keep this brief. As you know, all those dickheads in town are gonna have some type of vote coming up soon. I don't really care. It's none of my business. I'd rather be out there anyway. However, there's some, let's just say, influential types who would really like a shot at one of those fancy seats they got. Well, if I can count on you and your men to vote for an acquaintance of mine, you could see yourself some of the biggest spoils I think you boys might have seen in quite some time.
Well, you're bringing us more free shit.
Oh. I bring you free shit today, but, as I said, if I can count on you and your crew, you'll get more than just free rum. Probably some of the biggest scores you've seen.
Oh, hold on. Who the fuck am I supposed to vote for, and how am I going to get these scores?
I take it you know of Blackbeak.
And everyone just is sort of just like whispering to each other. Yeah, I know who Blackbeak is.
Well, you see, let's just say I know a few folks who can get into the captain's ears. And if I give them word that you'll put your support behind them for this vote, they've made a very generous offer. You would sail as a part of their fleet and take part in several prizes they have planned. And from what I'm hearing, it's big.
How big we talking?
I don't know if you've been out on the water. These past few months, it can be slim pickings out there. What with the dickhead conservancy milling about, large fleets taking all the major schools. Let's say bigger than your last 3 schools put together.
What's my cut? Talk percentages.
What do I look like, a fucking banker? Look, I don't know that shit. All I know is that Blackbeak wants a seat. Also, I've been told. And is willing to bring your men along with their fleet for some big scores. That's my message.
Bigger than my last 3 scores. It's a big pile of loot. You're promising.
This is Blackbeak we're talking about. Not often you get to sail in her waters, taking part in her spoils.
What, you're a little errand boy or something?
No, I'm not a part of the crew. I got paid a handsome sum to deliver this message from someone that knows her.
All I gotta do is vote for her.
That's it. You, your men, vote for Blackbeak, for whatever the fuck this thing is. And you're in.
Tell you what. I could think about it. Make a persuasion roll. Or if you'd like to try to take some other tact, you certainly can. Lie about how much treasure, whatever. I don't know what your deal is.
I mean, I'm pretty much. I already lied about the size of the score. I have no idea how much money they're gonna get.
Then give me a deception roll.
Can we hold on one second. What if we showed off, gave him a piece of treasure as
Yeah,
show
you
of
can
good
believe
faith.
me. Here's some treasure. We've seen it.
Obviously we've seen it. I'm just gonna hold something out and be like, we've seen these scores ourselves. And then I have some fancy merchant scales I got.
I got some things too that could be interesting to them.
Yeah.
Before I do the roll, I'm gonna say something.
Just want to give them advantage if we can. That's what I was trying to do.
Listen, you can take your time and think about it, but I know if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't wait. And to show you the kind of shit we're talking about, I'm gonna open up a little pouch that I have and pull out one of the beads of force that I have. See this here? My crew and I were lucky enough the last time she pulled one of these deals. I've held on to these for about a year now. Take it. Pick one of your men. Throw it at him.
I love this so much.
He takes it.
Don't they do force damage?
Oh yeah, and if they fail a roll, they get stuck in a bubble for a little bit.
What if that kills them is what I'm saying?
He looks.
They're pirates.
And he looks at one person who's got the bottle of rum that you brought and is just downing it and is hiccuping and stumbling on the beach. And they're at the edge of the camp and he just looks and just chucks this bead of force at this guy.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And You'll have to remind me. I don't have the item in front of me at the moment, so.
So you throw it up to 60 feet. Each creature within a 10-foot radius of where the bead landed must succeed a DC 15 Dex save or take 5d4 force damage. A sphere of transparent force then encloses the area for 1 minute. Any creature that failed the save is completely within that area is trapped inside the sphere. And then they make some saves if they want to get out of it.
So he throws it and beans this guy right in the shoulder. And then there's all three people that you were talking with and arguing with and giving rum. He throws it and it's just, and then the sort of force hits them, and then they're just encased in this bubble, and they're sort of just floating around inside of there and just like banging on the side of it. And he looks and he goes, and he gets like eye to eye with you. He's like, I want more magic shit. I want more magic shit. Is that what you're offering? Is that what the score is? More magic shit?
I'm talking gold. I'm talking trinkets.
Fuck gold.
I'm talking whatever you can pull out of the water. You'll be a part of some of her biggest scores that she has planned coming up.
Magic shit.
Magic shit. She knows where to find it.
All right, Magic Man. I tell you what, I do this vote. But say you can only trust a person after you fought him. You and I go a couple rounds, then I'll vote for her.
I'd expect nothing less.
I'll do it if you want, Hayden.
Emmy.
Yeah.
You should have been an animal at the start of this.
No, I can do that in a minute.
Well, now they're gonna know it's 2v1. That's not gonna work. If they thought you were my beast companion all along, I don't think it would have been a problem.
And he goes, all right, Magic Man. And he sort of takes off his like captain's coat and just like throws it off, like M. Bison style.
Hayden takes off his coat and his like shirt and vest he's got under there. And he's not huge muscle, but he's athletic and he's got some nautical tats all over.
He's having an anime moment where she's just like, what?
And he takes off his coat, which is like sleeves cut off, open coat, tosses it. And he's just full, like all tattoos and red paint all over him. And you're basically like staring at the orc version of Khal Drogo across from you, basically. And you see him kick up in the sand as he grabs a great axe from in front of his tent and puts it over his shoulder.
Hayden's gonna unsheath his swords.
And he sort of stares at you and has his axe at the ready, sort of both hands pulled back over his shoulder. And he looks at you dead in the eyes and he goes, "Your move, Magic Man." And that's where we're going to end our episode this evening.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Knew it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. Rogue versus barbarian.
I should have been an animal. Dang
Or
it.
fighter, whatever one. It's gonna be ugly for one of us.
We're fighting an orc pirate captain of something, so take
Oh,
that.
actually, yeah, I can help you when we get ready next time. Remind me, I've got some stuff.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might be pissed if you all of a sudden turned into an animal and started attacking him too.
No. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I was saying volunteer me, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fight," and then I'll turn into like a giant bear and like.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I've got an idea. We'll talk later.
Okay.
So
talking
thanks
out of
everybody
combat.
for watching this evening. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm going to put a poll in our Twitch chat at the moment for you to vote on who the MVP was, and whoever gets the most votes will get an inspiration they can use for next episode. So make sure and start your votes immediately. With that being said, Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. You all split the party immediately, almost. Bold choice.
Number one rule: don't do
I
that.
don't. I don't
Number
wanna
one
do it.
rule: always split the party. Yeah, DMs love it. What's the one trick all DMs love?
I hope Emmy has like
Always split the
good berries
party.
or sensu beans because I'm gonna need it.
I have ways of healing you, but not without it being obvious that I'm doing
Aren't
it.
you're great on one-on-one. That's your forte.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should be
I actually
fine.
I might be okay. Maybe we'll see
Mhm.
what Max pulls out.
Stab him behind the kneecaps.
Yeah, exactly. So get your votes in the chat. It should be visible now over on Twitch. Big stakes, inspiration. But hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to check out for next week for the Out of Combat episode for some behind the scenes for this time. And then on Monday, Tome of Knowledge will be happening. Any idea what the next focus will be for the tome? I know last time they talked about fighter.
Yeah, I don't think we touched cleric, so we might do cleric.
Cleric has a lot of changes too, so if you're interested in those changes, make sure to tune in, and hopefully you'll have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And with that, I will say thanks for watching. We have just a couple seconds left, but Hayden, you will be gaining the inspiration, so congratulations.
You're gonna need it.
You might need it.
Yeah, thank you.
Just maybe.
Yeah. And if you are going to be perusing TwitchCon next week, I believe some of our members will be in attendance, if I'm not mistaken. So go say hi to those two lovely people, Mac and Moobs.
Yeah, if
I'll be
if you're
there.
going to TwitchCon, let us know in our Discord, and we can try to do a meetup.
Oh, that would be fun. A little
Aw, can
meetup.
I come?
Oh, we're gonna go to dinner, by the way, Mac. I haven't told you yet, but
Oh yeah, no, we're going to dinner. I haven't told you yet.
Perfect. Anyway, thanks everybody for
Love it.
watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
bye.
Bye.